Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Massacre Monday. I'm late on recording this. I had this really fun Team Era 2's tournament this weekend. I hope you tuned in and saw that. If not, please subscribe on Twitch just so you can see, or sorry, follow on Twitch. Subscriptions are always welcome too. But if you want to see other YouTube videos, please subscribe, please like, etc., etc. Let's jump into this. All right, today what I have for you is a Lippy discard deck with some more meta tweaks. I took this from one of my old decks, saw some fun plays on ladder, incorporated those, and then added my usual spice that I like to bring. So we're going to walk you through this. This deck notably includes Crow Mother, Morkvarg, Darren, Berna, Vildkarl with the Ceres package as well. So it has some fun tempo plays. And it has some notable punishes as well in Gigascorpion Decoction and Blue Boy Lugos. They can get you multiple punish plays all at once. And then we also run Svalbard Priests to get Lugos play and as well to get Vildkarl play. If you want, you could also do Harald, not on Crate, the other Harald. So there are two Haralds, Harald on Crate, and then there's Harald Houndsnout. Harald Houndsnout is going to proc the three Harald's pals. They work really well with Svalbard Priest as well. You can also run ship. These armored Drakars are really useful with this Svalbard Priest dynamic. Just kind of up to you. This is what I liked running, so we're gonna jump into some gameplay, show you guys exactly how it is happening. Welcome to everyone on Twitch stream. We are recording for today's videos because I'm a bit behind. And of course, I'm jumping in here probably recklessly with only 2 wins left to move up to rank 1. We'll get there. I have some fun decks. We have some competitive stuff that'll be coming out later this week. If you want to see what I brought into the tournament, just let me know. Post that in the comments. I'll share exact decks. But they're pretty similar to archetypes you've seen in the last few weeks, as is. So, biggest things to think about with this deck, you want to get Ceres out as quickly as possible, and you don't want to break into Shield Maidens. So you want to make sure you're getting your discards that are going to work best with that. I also really like Svalbard Priests with Crow Messengers, and I like to keep Morkvarg in deck with Darren, because Darren is going to pull out Morkvarg for it. He will come down 4 points because he damaged himself by 3. Morkvarg goes to melee row, so it's a 9-point play. And it's a targeted discard, which can be really helpful. So Fruits of Ysgith is a lesser used card archetype. Some people like it, some people don't. Follow your heart. So you do need to use 2 leader charges onto these Shield Maidens, 1 for round 1, 1 for round 2. Notably, Ceres creates them, so they're going to come back into your deck, all 3 of them, when you play them on a later round. So as you've seen with the Judah 4 times deck last season, you do want to get these Crow Messengers out when you have Alchemy cards in hand. They just work really well. Good tempo. We like them. Now we do hold Gigascorpion Decoction. We can use that for damage at any point. These Svalbard Priests, I'm going to start getting that ticking onto probably these Crow Messengers, and then we can plop down Vildkarl, and we only have to damage him twice in order to get some really good value there. So we also carry Heatwave in this package. It's important to get that immediate removal on some of these really tall cards or on scenario packages. This deck does have a lot of tempo, but it isn't quite as good as scenarios. So as long as you can use Heatwave, it does find good value. I know some people, like myself, typically are morally opposed to it. Igni is another great play you can include. Decks where you run into problems the other time is when there are long rounds and there's a lot of big plays like this. You can get some good value that way. Here we're going to get down Vildkarl. We want him to transform. The opponent hasn't really done anything to threaten us so far, so I'm kind of just going to let this sit We'll let that tick down once. We can use a leader charge if necessary. If it gets removed, we'll get that back into our deck, and that's fine. So that being the case, now we have Blue Boy that we can play with a little bit more finesse. But we're instead going to get down Crow Mother. She'll spawn the 2 crows and help us go up in value. And then we get her back anytime we play an alchemy card. So Golden Froth is used not just for the 6 points for a 4 provision card, but also to reproc Crow Mother. And it's a cheap 4-point card inclusion. This Griffinon is a great Thrive play. So we do here have to make a decision how hard we want to stick into this round. I do like Blue Boy here. We're going to get some of these kind of perpetual damage pings onto the enemy. That's going to get some really good value for us. Unfortunately, we ping the armor, but we do get 1 point on net every turn with this Falwad Priest. So we're okay to just kind of let this sit. So now I do want to save my Ursine Ritual pings for later. We do not run Roach in this package, so I find Crow Mother has just a little bit better value than Roach, so that's why we run her. We get 6 points out of Giga Scorpion Decoction. We're going to go up by 1 point to 46, and the opponent's going to go down to 56. So here, this Golden Froth definitely still keeps me within range. I do want to make sure I have enough alchemy cards, but I do have another Golden Froth and Elfin Onion Soup, and we have Ermion to help proc those as well. So we're just going to go ahead and spend this Golden Froth here. We do get the damage value out of Blue Boy, so continuing to find great value here. Oftentimes I'm worried with Thrive decks, the opponent often has like a really tall unit that they are generating value from. Like an Ichern. They don't really have any way of dealing with that quite yet here. We can do 6 points of damage and get a heat wave removal onto like this Wild Hunt Rider, but it's not necessarily the best value, and I don't mind playing this deck across 3 rounds, so we're just going to go ahead and take the pass here. Now you can use Blue Boy Lugos. I like to use him against enslaved decks as one example. If you watch me in the tournament, you know that can be that can certainly be a sore spot for me. But I like to use Blue Boy against enslaved decks because you can so quickly punish the opponent. Okay, here we get some great draws. I do want Elfin Onion Soup back in my deck though. All right, so I like this Haymace Scald play with these Torsic Skirmishers. Perhaps we'll get Burn a Brand. That'll give us some options. Pretty happy with what we have here, other than Giga Scorpion Decoction, which against a Thrive deck, I'm not sure exactly how much value that's going to get. So we're going to put that back. This Golden Froth is helpful. We will play Haymace Scald to melee. That way we can just get the Skirmisher proc next to him. Lippy does have to go ranged, but we can make decisions on that in time. So here we get the Skirmisher out. The opponent's going to go to 7 points. Now we're still missing Morkvarg, Berna, and our other Haymace Scald. So we kind of got pretty unlucky with draws here. We also missed on Neuromancy. But we do have to make a decision on when we would like to go back for this Graveyard Flip. I will say we would like to get Crow Mother back out onto the board when you do this Lippy Flip. So here we're just going to go ahead. And unfortunately, we do need to just play this Torsic Skirmisher to melee row, and then we'll play this Golden Froth. But here we really have kind of the worst of all the worlds. You want to have Oneiromancy in hand by the time you go into 3rd round, and you commit the flip. I think we might see an Ichron discard here. We do. So Ikran is now in the graveyard. So here we get a total of 10 points of value, as you just saw. So we kind of have an unfortunate circumstance here where we can heat wave this Imlerith. Ugh. Alright, so we can move Morgvarg to the graveyard. It's going to discard him. And we're going to get some value that way. This is really, really unfortunate draws that we got. Missing everything by just like 1 or 2 points. But we unfortunately had to go for that graveyard flip. Just so we could try to get Saris. We do get Oneiromancy into hand because it is discarded. So now we can put away these Shield Maidens. We get Saris. So we unfortunately break into all 3 Shield Maidens because we have been cursed this game. I don't know. There's no other explanation I can give you. Yeah, just deeply unfortunate draws this game. So our main target here is probably going to be Vildkarl. Just because he plays for 10 points. Although I will say, if we play Blue Boy Lugos here, Blue Boy is going to sit on the board for 3 points, and he's going to do 6 points of damage. Here that doesn't work really well because we'd be hitting into Andregalarvas, which just aren't great value for us. So here instead what we're going to do is just go ahead and go for this Vildkarl and proc that right away. Like whenever I've seen Imlerith play, I anticipated that they're going for an Osral Consume. Our only focus here is just getting this Giga Scorpion decoction off. So Champion of Sawblod, Vildkarl is such a great way to use these Ursine Ritual procs. You get him transformed, and then you can proc the last one against Shield Maidens. And that's going to also give you the 6-point Bear Abomination that comes for free. You can check out at a local counter near you and get a side of Bear Abomination for free today. Buy one, get one free. This Striga is a strange play. He's missing dominance here, so it only plays for 2 points. So I do want to just deny value to these Andregalarvas, but I'm going to find more total value out of this NL Conqueror. Best case scenario, this is going to play for 5 points with those 2 cards. So not as valuable as just going after that Conqueror here. We do get Crow Mother out because it is an alchemy card. And remember, she's in our graveyard because we did the Lippy flip while she was on the board. So again, just something you want to keep in mind as you're generating plays. The opponent here beating us, I think, by 1 point due to those thrives. So we got really close. Had we got anything other than the Brick Shield Maiden, I think we would have won that game, despite having incredibly terrible draws. So let's see if we can get some better draws this next game. You guys all know that's what happens. We show you the real deal. We give you all the facts. I don't cherry pick my games. We make raw videos unfettered by the strictures of happiness. I don't know. Good gameplay.
Why should I help you?
Thrive is a little weird. I think Overwhelming Hunger is a little bit better, personally. Alright, we actually get Oneiromancy, so we put back these Shield Maidens. Basically anything other than them is great. The one thing I will say, you want to make sure to get out all of your specific tutoring cards. So Crow Messenger to get out the other Crow Messenger, Saris to get out the Shield Maidens, Oneiromancy to get out the Saris, etc., etc., etc. And all of those things are gonna come back and give you exactly what you need for that next play. So, and you did see, because we moved Oneiromancy into the graveyard, it came back into our hand. So you can use Darren to specifically target that round too if you're missing it and you need it to get a guaranteed Ceres pull. So that's a great way to play it. You know, it's just kind of up to you how you want to make that play. So good targets for Heme Scald. Crow Messengers are a really good way to target there. We really only need like one Svalbard Priest for engine value and to get those procs onto Vildkarl. Notably, the Svalbard Priest, you can damage Vildkarl just twice and then get the rest of it. So that's one good way to go. But here, like I said before, we want to get out Ceres. And you want to make sure to damage Shield Maiden right away. Just because, like right now, a Striga would have dominance. They would erase the Shield Maiden from the board. We miss the tutoring. We miss the tempo. It just creates problems. So here I'm interested in getting my Svalbard Priest started pretty quickly. But we'll get out Crow Mother first. You can also target her as a discard with Burna Bran, for example. But we're going to be holding our Burna plays till next round. Hopefully we can get some skirmishers in hand, maybe even Morkvarg. So might just play this Crow Messenger as well. We'll just see how the opponent tempos. But we want to... what we want to do there is make sure we have good targets, make good tempo value, and force the opponent to tilt if possible. And tilting meaning making suboptimal plays that hamper their future gameplay. So playing cards that get them too much value to try to even up that score. Here again we're playing on red coin. This deck is actually pretty good on blue coin. You know, kind of up to you. Here we're going to go ahead and drop down Svalbard Priest. We're going to let that tick for 4 turns. And then we can play Golden Froth down wherever we want and get Crow Mother back again. So each of these boosts are free money. Hey, welcome Silver Palm. And I forgot to say back to Aluminum, Phosphor, Alibium. Wie geht's? Mir geht's gut heute. Wie geht es bei dir? But for anyone interested in joining on stream, please do. It's always a great time. The Gwent community is a great bunch of folks, and I really enjoy spending time with all of you live as we make these videos. You help remind me about stupid things that I should highlight and dumb plays that I should not have made. Those deserve their day for certain. So here we're gonna go for Crow Messenger. Just so we can, again, just tutoring out some of these cards. Here, just using engine value to go up against the opponent. And then I don't mind using Vildkarl here with Ursine Ritual. Again, this Thrive deck doesn't really have anything I want to punish right away. The Blue Boy works really well against, like, as a specific tech card against, like, Hefty Helga. As just a really, really good example of that. So just something to keep in mind. So here we'll go for Vildkarl. I'm just making one last decision. Sorry. There we go. We unfortunately have this miscount here. We needed to get out this Svalbard Priest and Crow Mother first. We should have done that before the Ceres play, I think. Because now we have this awkwardness where I think we're going to have to play Heme Scald here. Alright, we're going to discard the Golden Froth. We now have Ermion to proc back Crow Mother. We're going to use Giga Scorpion Decoction just to raise this Icaran value. It's possible that the opponent has some kind of consume that they want to use on it. This is a really dangerous play to make, though. You do proc these Thrives. You give yourself dominance again. But it is a risky play to make. So the other thing you can use Ermion for, we do have Elf and Onion Soup in here. You can use Elf and Onion Soup on Ermion and on Crow Mother. She's going to come back again. I find that's a really valuable way to play. Here I think actually we're just going to set up Blue Boy Lugos. This is a good team. He's a good ticking engine, and we're going to get the value against the opponent here against this Icaran. Say hello to my son who refuses to take naps today. He's in a transitory period of his life where he is moving from 1.5 naps to a solid 1 nap. And he always likes to let us know how he feels. Well, my wife and I are always dividing up who gets to film when. She is a big social media person, does a lot of watercolor art, has her own book. It's good times. Alright, we're going to go for Ermion here. This is an easy solution to our problem. Just going for Giga Scorpion Decoction, and we're just going to erase this Icaran. Again, it only had 4 armor, and we get out Crow Mother. Blue Boy Lugos is going to do 2 random damage. It could proc into one of these armors, but it doesn't really matter. So I'll add Priest going up here. And we, as you have seen, got much better draws this time. We're going to try to get out some of our cards that we don't really want. Those Skirmishers being a really good example. If we can just get the Skirmishers, we'll have some good targets. Now, Golden Froth is of reasonable value to us. Haymaker Scald is really not. Alright, so here Darren can target Morkvarg for us. But we may actually just want to go for Burna first. That way Darren can be a true sadness. I will note with these Echo cards, at the beginning of the round, move this card from the graveyard to the top of the owner's deck, give it doomed. So you can actually target Oneiromancy and it's going to come back into your hand. It's a little bit of a weird play, even when it's doomed. But here we just want to go ahead and go for Torsic Skirmisher, and I think we'll actually keep Golden Froth this turn. Because Lippy's going to perform ultimately the same task. As a 4, though, it's important to get out Crow Mother onto the board so that she can come back for free, which is why we're keeping Golden Froth. We should have played Burn a Brand to melee. We can't all be geniuses. So, when you're thinking about where to play cards, make sure to play to melee. It's just because these Torsic Skirmishers and Morkvarg are going to come to melee row. Here it still plays for 6 points of value with Crow Mother, so it can get up to 10 like we showed you last game. Just a little bit better play. Here the opponent going for Thrives. We're going to get out of this pretty quickly. But Thrives do like longer rounds as they're able to kind of stack up these units and get better value that way. But here the opponent going up slightly, but we're just going to go ahead and get down Lippy. Morkvarg disappears. He comes to melee row. We go up by 7, but we're going to lose 1 health here. So we're going to be up by 6 points. The opponent does have 2 Thrive cards, so he just has to make basically a 5-point play. Karen Theater's a little bit weird. Oh, I do like the use of Beast here. Now the tallest unit here is Burn a Brand at 6, so Beast is going to go to 7. So using a Heat Wave here would be helpful to me, but I don't know ultimately how much it would actually change. I think I would rather save that to erase the penultimate play for the opponent, as he is going to get last say. But I don't think we have a great way of getting around these engines. This Beast is going to go up, like I said, to 7 no matter what. and likely higher, depending on what the opponent's next play was. But the ghoul consumes onto griffins is something that's getting a lot of talk. Holy crap! This is exactly what we want to see. I could dream of better things, but I don't know that they would happen. So here I think our only play I think that we might make with this Oneiromancy, I think is going to actually be Crow Messenger, as we have a Golden Froth in hand. We can target that, get that out, get full value. But we have Champion of Svalbard, we have Ceres, so we're gonna get down Ceres, then Golden Crows, and then Golden Froth. We also do have the option of grabbing Ermion onto Giga Scorpion Decoction. You know, it's a good way to go. We don't have Elfin Onion Soup. We could have tutored that out instead that first round, but it is RNG based. You don't know exactly what you're gonna get. Now, Champion of Svalbard does give us the benefit of having dominance. The opponent may have some dominance cards they want to play, but it also is just a giant target for the opponent. Predatory Dive being a premier way of removing great value cards like that. So we don't really want to try to contest the dominance so much right now. I think we're going to keep this Ermion Giga Scorpion Decoction play as an option and just hold on to this Golden Froth for just a little while longer. But here we get out a bunch of different units, 25 points of value. If we only had one card, this would be one of the best plays you can make in the game. Just crazy, crazy insane tempo. So I'm in no rush to erase this beast. I'm fine letting it take up and dealing with it later. I do think, though, that we can grab Ermion now, get out Crow Mother, and it is a 6-point play, and it is denying engine value. So that seems like a pretty good option for me right now. It also puts my lowest unit as Ermion, so it's only a 2-point play in the event that they are running something like Predatory Dive. But here we just see insane value. So here you get Ermion with Giga Scorpion Decoction alone is 6 points removal, and then you get Crow Mother tutored out because it's an alchemy card. So you do get a 12-point play right there. It's just pretty fantastic. I'm not going to complain about it, that's for sure. We're going to go for Golden Froth here. Just put it onto these Shield Maidens. And then we'll play Champion of Svalbard and just hold Karathi Heatwave. You know, I don't need to play it right now, so there's no need to hurry and get it out there. I do anticipate something like an Osril play onto this Icaran. It is a great way to proc Thrives, and it's just really good points. Goliath is really nice. I will say when you banish something, the Death Wish does not trigger. It is the biggest unit, so I'm going to do it anyway, but you're going to see that happen here. It is not a destroy, so had it been destroyed, it would have tutored out Darren for free. We would have had a net 17-point play, but again, Heatwave just banishes. It does not destroy. Here the opponent's going to proc 2 Thrives, so it's not going to be quite enough value, so we take the win. Close game, though. And there you have it. I'm just going to do 2 games a day. I'm a bit behind this week, so thank you so much for joining. I hope you enjoyed this deck. If you did, please leave a like. I think you saw first game, this deck was really, really good. Almost got that win. These Thrive decks are seen a lot more on ladder lately. I think people finding they're a little bit easier to manage than Overwhelming Hunger, a little less oppressive so they can sleep a little better at night. But this Lippy Flip deck is not really too oppressive at all. Has some good tech removal, but very limited, and has some really fun plays. You didn't even get to see the Elfin Onion Soup play of Ermion and Crow Mother. That's a really, really fun one to make. I suggest it if you are looking to add some spice to your day. But until next time, good luck on the path. Get out there. Keep on Gwenting.